This is maybe one of the most horrifying bro team ups I've ever read about in my life. Here are two pictures. This is Gavin Weisenburg, 21-year-old, and Tanner Christopher Thomas. And they had a plan, and the plan was rough. They wanted to murder, maim, and kidnap in an island off of Haiti for their own personal, disgusting, perverted enjoyment. And we want to give you all of the details. They thankfully were stopped, so great work by federal authorities in catching them. Between August 2024 and July of this year, they wanted to recruit unhoused people from Washington, D.C. to turn into mercenaries so they could invade the island of Gonâve, I believe it is, a Haitian island home to about 87,000 people. They studied Haitian Creole to communicate with the islanders, who would be their new subjects. And Thomas even enlisted in the US Air Force to develop skills that might be helpful in the planned attack. Weisenburg apparently joined the North Texas Fire Academy to learn command and control protocols, but, and this is a shocker, failed out. He then allegedly traveled to Thailand to learn how to sail. So here's what their plan was. They were going to purchase a sailboat, guns and ammunition, and then sail to Haiti. So obviously all the skills that the first guy got in the US Air Force is gonna be very useful on the sailboat, jackass. Anyway, they were then going to do a coup on that island, kill all of the men, so that they could then play out their, this has quotation marks, so I feel like they've used these actual words, their rape fantasies with the remaining women and children of this island of Haiti. And this just says so much about them. They literally think that the only chance that they could ever have sex is if they're in a land where there's not a single other man that the women could choose instead. So they wanna go there and they wanna murder 40,000 people and then rape the women and the children. And Jayar, I wanna bring you in. As I was saying this in the production meeting, like one person with insane mental illness combined with weird fascist ideology, racism and all that, I could see them coming up with this insane plot. But two people working together for months on this plan, how did they find each other? How did you find another person as violent and racist and insane as you?
It's weird. That's a good angle. I don't. Yeah, because that first conversation has to be a little bit like nerve wracking. It's like
you don't want to get caught.
Are you too a pedophile? Are you too a white supremacist? Do you like to go and invade other areas and then rule over people? Yeah, we're all on the same page, bro. I don't know, maybe there's some meetup app group that's a subset under X now that Elon Musk took it over. Who knows? They have like these secret groups all over the place. But you think about the commitment that their identity is to their white supremacy. Is they're gonna go through all this training, supposed learning of anything, which doesn't work, as you pointed out, because they suck at even that. Can't gain any knowledge on anything enough to then go carry out all this for the sake of raping women and then I guess assaulting children as well. And that is after you murder mass numbers of people, because that doesn't stick with you either. This is literally, like if they want to talk about evil people, literally who they are. And as we've seen the way, this is just a small scale of what it is. We can compare it directly to what our military that wants to change their name to the Department of War is talking about doing in other countries as well. Except they have all this firepower and they want to usurp actual training from people who are talented at things that they do for their own purposes then of destroying other people's lives, killing folks, raping more people, taking over people's resources. All they're doing is learning from the leadership of this administration. It's their same plan. If Pete Hegseth didn't make confirmation, we might have 3 guys to get arrested for this.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, all of these are allegations. So we will see as the actual trial plays out or whatever. So the idea that they were gonna load up a sailboat with 20 unhoused people with AR-15s, and they were gonna invade and conquer an island of 87,000 people. That is obviously insane. But I also think, what percentage more insane is it than guys running around the woods of Michigan or whatever that think that they're gonna take on the US military? Actually think about that. Is it that much crazier that they think they're gonna take on a military of tanks and jets and Black Hawk attack helicopters and everything? Those guys, don't necessarily write down that they want tens of thousands of sex slaves or whatever. But is it actually in a different neighborhood of insanity? I don't know. There's a lot of people who live in an utter fantasy land. And just because their fantasy land includes like AR-15s and sailboats, and like mine includes hobbits or whatever, like we think of it as a different thing, but I'm not sure how different it is. I mean, mine's not violent, at least. I think I have that going for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, people like this exist, man. And so thank God that we, at least back in October of last year, had serious people in law enforcement looking into this. Unfortunately, now it's like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. We'll see how steadfast they'll be in the future when all the people with actual expertise have been weeded out.